This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. We talk to you regularly about short business episodes, concise private equity episodes, interviews with brilliant private equity and business leaders, as well as discussions around irreverent subjects at some points. Was thrilled today to actually interview Greg Merschel, the managing partner of BPOC, formerly Beacon Petty. Also, Jeff Cockrell, recently leader of the healthcare private equity practice at McGuire Woods. Here are 8 stories we're following today. And of course, before I get even into 8 stories, the biggest story this week has to be shots taken at former President Donald Trump and what impact that's going to have on the election this fall. What an incredibly, aside from being a horrendous situation as you see shots fired at a presidential candidate, what a fascinating situation, and it'll be fascinating to see what impact this has on the election 4 months from now. Of course, as much as people say today, well, this for sure puts Trump over the line, 4 months is a very long time in politics, and we'll see what happens over those 4 months. But what a fascinating situation. In any event, here are 8 of the stories we're following today. Markets up today. They were up more today earlier. We'll see if they finish the day up. I'm recording midday, but they were up today. Second, Bitcoin also, which had got down to 50,000 a week, it was back up to 63,000. I might be the stupidest Bitcoin investor ever. I had sold all my Bitcoin stocks a year or so ago. Then, of course, it quickly went up. How do you know stock's going to go up is when I sell it. But that's what happened with my Bitcoin ETFs. Went back to 63,000 a day. Third, Goldman Sachs knocked out of the park with their earnings this past quarter, up 150% year over year. We'll see if that continues. A lot of that comes from their fixed income trading, and that's been a hot area with yields so high and opportunities there. Fourth, BlackRock, ran by Larry Fink, who is Mr. ESG. Now, he's not Mr. ESG, is at 10.6 trillion in assets. Huge home run for them. Fifth, Apple is now back at a record high, and in the regular game of watching who's on top, who's first, second, and third, you've got Apple is first now in market cap at about 3.6 trillion. Numbers I thought we'd never see. I might actually have to go buy another set of power beats for my ears soon anyways. And then sixth, Microsoft is now falling back to number 2 again before Apple. Amazing to watch this sort of flip-flopping, crisscrossing of it. It reminds me of watching, I'd say it reminds me of the Cubs, but they're so bad they're not flip-flopping with anybody be number 1 or the White Sox. But it is what it is. A lot of flip-flopping there between Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. NVIDIA has fallen back to a clear number 3 with Apple number 1, Microsoft number 2. 2 other stories I'm following currently. Seventh, Burberry's taken on the chin, losing another CEO. They're down 15% today. They're down 64% over the last year, going poorly. The Burberry trench coats might be out of style. I haven't seen somebody who is buy one of those in a long time, but it is what it is. And finally, eighth, Macy's also taken on the chin. Macy's, it seemed, was close to a private equity real estate deal. They've cut off those negotiations. The stock has fallen 12% today. We'll see what happens with that. Again, Macy's, I find challenging to shop at. I find Nordstrom's much, much nicer. It is what it is. That's just my own personal opinion. Those are 8 stories we're following today, plus the follow-up. The Republican National Convention starts soon, I think starts today. A lot going on in the world of politics, a lot going on in the world of finance. Fascinating to watch. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Thank you to Chanel Bunger and Cosette Benjamin for all your help. Thank you very, very much.